We are live on YouTube. It is Christmas Eve, Hanukkah Eve. Geez, talk about a mutual symbiosis kind of a thing. Any event, I want to center on something, and I'm going to get a little lighter after I talk about this case because it was very compelling. It was one of the more significant and, fortunately, a very tragic case. And I'm talking about the Scott Peterson, Lacey Peterson uh, case. God, 22 years ago today, it was Christmas Eve of 2002. And this developed into one of the more prominent, not only in the Bay Area, but nationally, even internationally. It was a case that originated out of Modesto. It made its way from a crime scene standpoint to Richmond. And then, of course, there was an indictment, and they brought in Scott Peterson, who was accused of kidnapping and murdering his wife, Lacey Peterson. And, I'm going to talk about that. And then later on today, and into Christmas, I'm going to do a special Christmas broadcast. I'll just tell some stories. If you want, I'll take some text. I might even take a call or two, and we're going to be live. And of course, if you can't watch it then and you're seeing it, maybe you're working, maybe you're out shopping, I don't know, maybe you're having friends over, you can watch it at any time and enjoy it or whatever, or not enjoy it. I make it easy here, okay? But I'm one of the only few people that are doing live broadcast today and on Wednesday, which is Christmas Day and the first night of Hanukkah. And Kwanzaa's coming too. So those of you that celebrate Kwanzaa, um, we wish you a happy Kwanzaa. Okay, got that out of the way. So Scott Peterson, who is serving a life, was on the death penalty list in San Quentin, and there have been many projects. One significant legal entity that is wanting and calling for him, Scott Peterson, to get a new trial. So I think I outlined the case pretty well. Again, it was Christmas Eve 2002. Scott Peterson, reports to the police his wife's missing, and he's later indicted and charged with murder one. And they found the body, what was left of the body, in Richmond, right near the Richmond Bay area. And thus we had the beginning of the countdown to a Scott Peterson trial that was moved out of Modesto because he said that he couldn't, and attorneys fought because of the fact of not getting a fair trial. So they moved it to San Mateo, and Peterson was convicted. And it was, I mentioned this in the headline. Of course, it was a very compelling legal case. Of course it was. And, it was very obviously tragic, the whole situation, how the body was found. The fact that Lacey Peterson, we didn't get to see much of her, obviously. We met the parents. We met outside people, some of whom contacted and were, having a relationship themselves with Scott Peterson. And of course, he was found guilty. And, the case provided very strong journalism. We had legal analysts locally, nationally. We have obviously our own people here, you and me and I and whomever. We all discussed it. That kind of thing was pretty obvious from a non-legal standpoint that Peterson was involved. First thing I thought about this whole case, I'm not going to, belabor this. And this was odd to me. Who the hell goes fishing by yourself on Christmas Eve? Remember that? Christmas Eve. You got a family, you got a baby coming, you got this beautiful wife, and you go fishing by yourself on Christmas Eve. And, that was the supposed alibi of Scott Peterson. But I don't want to branch off in that and relive the details on that. There is a call by many prominent attorneys, I may add, that Scott Peterson didn't get a fair trial because there was evidence that was available that the state didn't put forth. And, I just heard a prominent attorney on one of the stations talking about saying to the effect she didn't know 100% certain that Scott Peterson killed his wife, but she did know 100% that she thinks he didn't get a fair trial. So that may sound sort of astounding and so forth, but we'll wait and see on that. And as I pointed out, there's this Innocence Project, that's what it's called, based in Southern California and beyond, that is arguing for the defendant, in this case, Scott Peterson, that he get a new trial. So it's all pending. And does that change the significance? Does that change the fact whether he's guilty or innocent? I don't think so. It's too prominent a case, and though the state may not have put forth the evidence that is being argued about. And by the way, if you remember, I had Michael Cardoza on in this seat over here next to me, and we talked a little bit about the Scott Peterson case. He was on the defense team at the time and doing legal commentary for CNN, talking about specifically that case and so forth. So I'm going to try to get Michael Cardoza on here again soon, because I want to talk about that case, the Peterson case, but I also want to talk about this pending case, which everybody is speaking about, and that is the Mangione, the Luigi Mangione assassination case in New York. And the what I regard, others too, is going to be somewhat of a Twinkie defense, if you will, a temporary insanity, something of that nature, because the state in New York has a lot of evidence. But who knows? With a jury poll, all you need is one or two, and you get a hung jury, you get who knows. And that's going to be a very interesting case. I'd like to hear what Michael Cardoza says about that case, and we'll talk about things of that nature. Peterson case, I remember it specifically. Most of you do too. Strong journalism. We had legal analysts, we had professional people covering the trial. You don't see that much these days here, because we've got people that are acting as analysts who don't have any kind of legal jurisprudence, shall we say. And it would be nice, again, today, but lack of resources, lack of money, lack of all this, that, and the other, we're not seeing that. It's hard to believe 22 years since this case was originated out of Modesto. And we met the parents, remember the parents and all that. And we had people talking about this. It was very compelling and, of course, very, very sad. So I remember it significant. We all remember, too, the jury came up with a verdict that day, and we watched it. And we all pretty much expected that it was going to be, well, most of us did, that there would be a guilty verdict, and there was. And in this time, it now is a story of a possible retrial. We'll wait and see on that. Okay, let me give you a schedule. I hope to be back later today. If not, I will put up a couple of songs today and talk. My mom's favorite song, called "We're Having Hanukkah in Santa Monica." So we'll play that, and I might play the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song, which I know a lot of you people have asked me to play too. I love Hanukkah. We have Hanukkah. That song. I just did a lousy impression, but what the hell? You get what you pay for, right? So, and then again, Christmas Day on Wednesday. I'm pushing it. Wednesday around 10 o'clock Pacific time, local time, San Francisco Bay Area time, 10 o'clock. Hope to do some stories. And please, oh please, If you can, please make a donation so Rich can drink coffee and tell stupid jokes and give you synopsis and updates and all this stuff. Yeah, a little Hanukkah cheer would be awesome. And in addition, you help me fund my electronic equipment and ability to give you live broadcasts every day without any kind of interference. That's why you come here, of course. So we'll see you then. And you have, again, enjoy your Christmas Eve, Hanukkah Eve, Christmas Day, first night of Hanukkah, and we will see you soon. Again, please subscribe and make a donation to my PayPal account. Any amount is greatly appreciated. Thank you.